Well, some paranormal legends feel ripped from a Hollywood script, and this is one of them. The story goes that in 1990, the crew of a commercial airliner witnessed something so reality-bending over the skies of Mexico that they vowed to never speak of it again. You won't find this incident in any official records, and the airline has never acknowledged it. Yet the tale has survived for decades, whispered in paranormal circles. It tells of an encounter that seems to defy the laws of physics, and this chilling piece of aviation folklore refuses to disappear. The legend begins at 3 a.m. on an Air Mexico ferry flight, a Boeing 727 heading to Mexico City with only the crew on board. It was a routine trip until a blindingly bright white light ignited outside the cockpit. Almost instantly, the aircraft systems went dead. The roar of the turbines vanished, plunging the plane into an eerie silence as the pilots wrestled with unresponsive controls. Panic set in. They were powerless, miles above the ocean. In a detailed comment to these stories, the crew's wristwatches along with the plane's clocks had all stopped. Trapped in a silent jet, the crew was hurtling towards an unknown fate. This is where a scary flight turns into a full-blown nightmare. A flight attendant named Bertha Teao supposedly went to check on the passenger cabin and saw a face looking in her window, a face she described as a classic gray alien. Terrified, she ran to get another crew member. When they returned, the tale gets wilder. They saw three thin-bodied creatures seemingly walking on the wing of the plane in mid-flight. In the cockpit, the captain and the first officer were paralyzed by an even more terrifying sight. Two of the beings were now peering directly in the front window, staring at them. For what felt like an hour, the crew was trapped in this bizarre standoff. Then, as suddenly as it began, the light vanished. The engines roared back to life and they regained control. After landing safely in Mexico City, the crew supposedly found a time discrepancy of several minutes between their clocks and the airport's. Shaken, they allegedly made a pact to never speak of what happened, fearing they would be fired. The story only surfaced years later after Bertha shared her account with Mexican UFO researcher Luis Ramirez Reyes. It's important to be clear. Officially, this incident does not exist. There is no aviation reports or maintenance logs to back it up. The entire story rests on this single, unverified testimony, making it pure aviation folklore. So what are we to make of a story like this? Was it a shared hallucination brought on by the terror of a power failure? Or is it a wild piece of folklore that points to something stranger? The crew of that flight has remained silent, leaving us with a story that feels like an episode of The Twilight Zone. What do you think? Is this just a great ghost story for the modern age? Or is there more to it? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for listening.